What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today we're talking about episode 75 of Dragon Ball Super. And before I start, can we just discuss for a couple seconds where the series is going with this upcoming arc? Now, everybody who watched this episode yesterday, well, you probably might not have seen this preview, which is showed on Fuji TV, but it's all over the internet. Everybody knows what was revealed. Now, as far as the specifics of that, I saved my second video of the day, which will air in 2 hours at 12 p.m. PST. Well, we'll discuss that. Me and Geekdom will talk about briefly our own thoughts together as like a collective about what's to come. And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about that. So make sure you come back and discuss that with us. But for now, I'm very much enjoying the series. Not that I wasn't enjoying it before. I'm loving everything about Super right now. Well, I don't say everything, but I'm enjoying most of what the series has been offering, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And I gotta say, 75 hit me right in nostalgia in every possible way, I should say, because it literally had a lot of what I grew up under, from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z towards the end. So I gotta say, I'm excited. I am very much satisfied as a fan of the series. So far, 75 episodes deep. How do you guys feel about Dragon Ball Super overall? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That'll be the first question of today. Now, to kind of break down what happens, we start the episode off with Goku training as always. He's farming, but he's training. He's always gotta, you know, take some time out to fight. And we kick off the episode in a very epic way. Gohan does something. Gohan fights against Goku in a surprisingly epic way. Now, it's funny, at first it's like, no, I don't want to fight, no, I'm not a fighter. I'm like, oh, here we go. He's just gonna do what he always does in Super, specifically in Super. And instead, he puts on the Great Saiyaman, he puts on his persona. What does he do? He puts up a really good fight against Goku. And then it gets even more intense when he goes Super Saiyan, because both Goku goes Super Saiyan and so does Great Saiyaman. But, you know, transforms, his helmet flies off. That, bro, has me excited. And it further adds confirmation in my heart that when it comes down to fighting time for Gohan, he is going to be an absolute badass in this upcoming arc. There's no way, there's no way that Toriyama is going to hurt us fans. On top of that, I feel like the next arc will be a little bit fan servicey with the revelation of what was shown off yesterday in that teaser. I feel like that when Gohan steps up to the plate, he's going to represent. He's got Pan, he's got Videl, he's got so much behind him right now, so when it's his turn to shine, he's gonna shine. You can quote me on it. And if I'm wrong, well, I will never believe in Gohan again. It'll be like finding out Santa Claus isn't real. Well, you know what I mean. So I'm excited to see what Gohan's going to do. That fight was incredible. And also, I do want to point out that I love the fact that when Great Saiyaman was fighting, I don't know if you guys see it like this, like I do, but every time I see fights in Dragon Ball, I see a lot of Xenoverse. I saw a lot of Xenoverse in the fight between Goku and Hit, a lot of Xenoverse in that. And I saw specifically Shockwave. Shockwave is the attack that you might not be too familiar with, but it's one of the moves that Goku Black has in Dragon Ball Super. It's the move where you go like this, bah! And it kind of like stabs your opponent for like a second, which allows you to continue a combo. If they're blocking, it stops the block. He did that. He did the Shockwave in the fight against Goku, and I love the fact that they're kind of referencing the Xenoverse 2 moves, and I see it more and more. But of course, Chi-Chi doing what she does best. She just ruins stuff. She stops the fight because Goku and Great Saiyaman, aka Gohan, were ruining the field. In fact, they already ruined it, in which case, Chi-Chi just let them fight. Let them fight. And I like the fact that they brought back her glowing red aura, which was shown off once in all the Dragon Balls. I won't say only once. It was shown off one time in Dragon Ball Z where she got really, really angry and she was like, ugh! I forgot what the exact scenario was, but I remember her powering up one time in Dragon Ball Z, and that was the first nostalgic part. There's a lot of nostalgia in this episode, like I said, a lot. And bonus points to everybody who can pinpoint every single Easter egg in this episode. I feel like Geekdom should do a video doing breaking down every single Easter egg if he hasn't already done it. So go to his channel and tell him to do so. So what happens next is they send Goku off to find somebody else, and who is better to fight with him other than Krillin? Well, technically there are a lot of good options. Vegeta couldn't do it because apparently Vegeta was he was busy. He was struggling with something. Apparently, Vegeta had an argument, let's call it that, some kind of argument type of thing with Bulma. Now, in episode 77, it'll actually make sense what that weirdness was, why he's kind of holding off on what it is. But to those who know the spoiler, you know exactly what's going to happen next. So yeah, that's why Vegeta's kind of like in his own little zone right now, not training with Goku, and Goku's left to basically just fight against Krillin. Now, I love the part where they showed Krillin in action as a cop, because I always want to see what it would be like if, someone like Krillin, who has all these crazy abilities, he can fly, he can fight in those martial arts, can actually step up in the ring against normal criminals. Like, I used to love the part of the Golden Warrior in Dragon Ball Z when Gohan stopped those criminals. It was so awesome to see. It's like, we all dreamed about being able to do that, be superheroes in our own way. And I was like, expected that's gonna be Krillin's side of being a police officer, but it really wasn't. In fact, you see him get injured. He gets hurt by a freaking bullet, which is important later on. Goku shows up, he stops the bad guys, and that's the end of the story. Now, what happens next is Goku asks Krillin to train with him, or to spar with him, and he's all like, nah, I can't, I quit. And this is like the one thing that I don't like about current Krillin. Krillin, back in the day, he fought no matter what. He fought against Frieza, he fought against the Saiyans, he fought against Cell, he fought against Boo, he fought against everybody, knowing he would lose. He had so much heart, and now we turn into Krillin, and we look at Krillin now, and he's turned into just like, I don't know, he just doesn't believe in himself. And even Master Roshi points out, he just doesn't believe in himself. But then it happens. Android 18 steps out and she goes, look man, you're a weakling now. That's not who I fell in love with. On top of that, it gets even worse when Marin even says, Daddy, you're a weakling. And that kind of like strikes a nerve with him, which is a good thing, because I feel like this can be used for inspiration to get Krillin pumped up into basically fight mode. Now we already know that Krillin's going to participate in this upcoming tournament, and with how weak he is, he needs to have something of motivation to kind of get him on his feet. And I feel like because now he has Marin, and Android 18 kind of breathing down his back, like, in a way where it's like, listen man, we believe in you, we need you to be there for us. I feel like this could potentially turn into something awesome in this upcoming arc. So fingers crossed there that we see some Krillin action, because like I said, he's one of my favorite humans from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball growing up. But at the same time, when he's in Dragon Ball Super, he's just so like, Krillin, come on man. I want to see the resurrection of Krillin that was fighting off all the Frieza soldiers. Even there were thousands of them, well, I think there was only 1,000. There were hundreds of them, and he was still fighting them off, but now this Krillin's kind of like, I don't want to fight. So you need to stop that. So what they do is they go to Master Roshi. They start sparring, but they're like, you know what? If we're gonna do this, let's go do this like we did in the old day. And again, we're going back to the Dragon Ball days. We're getting the Easter eggs. And what does Master Roshi do? First and foremost, I like how they start the training with Krillin offering, the magazine, which again is a nostalgic throwback. But what happens next is they start training and they give Goku the suit basically. I don't even know. Honestly, I feel like the reason why they gave him a suit is to kind of restrict him, and I feel like it's more of a thing for Krillin to kind of believe in himself. It's like, hey look Krillin, he's got the suit on, you have a chance. And I feel like that was more of a mental thing for Krillin as opposed to be a restraint on Goku. But what happened in this is, again, Krillin was just not believing in himself, and right before the fight actually started, Roshi stops it. Tells him to get rest, and we'll pick it up in the morning. So what happens now is they wake up and Master Roshi sends him off on a race, once again, referencing Dragon Ball, to find something. Remember, Dragon Ball, it was a rock. This time it's a special herb, and it's located in a specific forest, and whoever gets it kind of wins. And Roshi promised them a skill, which really is not going to be a skill to learn. It's just more of a thing to get them out there. And the first thing they see when they get there is they found Baba. Now, this is of course when you know it's going to get specifically weird or spooky, whatever. They walk into this forest, and you can tell that the atmosphere is completely different. The first thing it made me think about is, you guys remember in Star Wars when Luke walked through into that tree thing, and like he saw like basically Vader? The first thing I thought was that. So it's like they walk into this forest, and the forest is supposed to like kind of like help you find yourself, but in all reality what it is something similar to that, but it's supposed to be more a thing to, I guess, train them mentally. It's like a mental image. So the second they step into the forest, what do they see? Cell pops up. Frieza pops up. The Ginyu Force Guldo pops up. Freaking Guldo of all people. And the worst of all for Krillin, which just really triggered a PTSD moment for him, Tambourine, which you guys remember, Tambourine killed him in Dragon Ball. Spoiler alert in case you didn't watch Dragon Ball, which case shame on you, go watch Dragon Ball. So now it's going to turn into an episode where hopefully it's going to be awesome. It's kind of weird because everybody seems to be kind of like giant. But again, this area that they're in seems to be more of a thing where it's about mental training to get you guys on your feet. Because I feel like Krillin's not necessarily weak. It's just he believes he's weak, and because of that, it's holding him back. That's why when he got shot, he was all like, what if I get shot? It's worse. Like, dude, you should not be getting hurt by a bullet. You're freaking Krillin. You're like the strongest human in existence, I think. I don't really know who the strongest human will be considered, but Krillin's up there. So hopefully this training is going to get Krillin out of his slump and prepare him for this upcoming tournament, which he doesn't even know he's going to be participating in yet, because obviously he doesn't know any martial arts, as he said, but he does want to focus on becoming a better police officer, which is why he seeked out to train Master Roshi. Also, speaking of which, I love the fact that when Goku's like, hey, can you train me, Roshi? And Roshi's all like, you're kind of training with gods now, bruh. There's nothing I can really teach you. So he's all like, nah, I don't want to do that. But it's still cool to see them all kind of get together and train in the days of Dragon Ball. So that, like, I love all the nostalgia in this episode. And honestly, I'm excited for next week just to see the continuation, the finale of this filler arc. And of course, as you guys already know, episode 77 the week after that, on February 5th, will be the official start of Brand New Universal Survival Arc, which I know a lot of you guys are excited about. So we're getting there. We're almost done with the filler stuff, but for now, at least it's very much fun to watch the in-between. So yeah. So in the comment section below, let me know your overall thoughts on all the Easter eggs you might have noticed from the past in this episode, your favorite moments. How excited are you for this upcoming arc, and any theories you might have as far as next week, what kind of training I do, or any of that, just drop it down below. And of course, if you're having fun with these videos, make sure you leave a like right below as well. If you're hyping super, all that stuff, make sure you just, I guess, let me know your thoughts. In 2 hours, don't forget to come back. We are going to be discussing the thing that happened, which I don't want to reveal that yet in case you guys haven't been in the loop to the spoilers, but it's all over the internet at this point. So come back in 2 hours, we'll discuss that, but for now, let's talk about episode 75. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Rhymestyle, and I will see all you awesome super sandwiches in the comment section below. Peace.